Today, we are celebrating 20,000 subscribers. I'm really excited. I did an AMA on Twitter, and so I basically gathered like YouTube-related questions that people asked me on Twitter, Instagram, and Discord, and I'm gonna be answering those questions, and I'm also just gonna be talking about 20,000 and how we got here, and just all that stuff. So first and foremost, thank you guys so much. Like last year, 2019, we hit 10,000. Now it's March 2020, so it's been about a year, like a year and 2 months exactly, right? And we have hit 20,000. So we have basically doubled in just a year. And to me, that's pretty crazy. And I feel like just a lot has changed and a lot will be changing for the better, which is why I sort of wanted to make this video. But we definitely have to give a shout out to the Miraculous fans. Like there was a time where I was like, I don't think we're even gonna hit 15,000 this year. Like this isn't looking too good, sis, you know? But doing those videos and creating that sort of like Miraculous community within my own already sort of established like Calxiyn community, like I've convinced people that have subscribed to me just for Ruby to watch Miraculous, and now they're part of Miraculous. And then I've also had people who have never watched me before come and interact with me for Miraculous. And so again, big shout out to Miraculous Ladybug for, you know, for getting us here, for doing that. I think I said that the last time too, maybe, or I said that like when we hit 15,000, like we wouldn't be able to do it without them, but it's so true, right? Because that's one of the biggest things like on my channel as a whole, or like one of the biggest things that have been on my channel, right? Obviously, we had a great Ruby season as well, right? We can't forget the Ruby people, just because, you know, I really go ham when Ruby is in season in terms of like analysis and theories, and we had such good discussion, such good theories. It was great. Like Ruby season was also great this year. So thank you guys, the Ruby and Miraculous fans. Thank you guys so much. And another shout out just to the people who watch my reactions. Like I have very committed sort of Code Geass fans who watch my Code Geass reactions, and I'm really surprised, but I'm also really glad because, you know, with reactions, it's sort of hard. Like somebody may look at my channel and be like, oh, she has 20,000 subscribers, but only, you know, 400 people have watched her Code Geass reaction, right? Like some of these anime are obscure. Some of them are 10 years old. Like where are the Code Geass fans? I don't know, but they came out and like they came out for me, right? So that's, you know, sort of another thing that I'm really grateful for is we have a very nice niche of people who will comment on Code Geass and will comment on Full Metal, right? And Avatar's a bit more like generally popular, like everybody's seen Avatar, right? But that's another thing that I'm thankful for is I haven't been discouraged from reactions just because they don't get the views. It's the community that comments that really like keeps me doing a series. Does that make sense? Like it's the community around the topic that I really enjoy. So that was great. So I want to answer a couple questions. And Flourish said, what are some of the challenges you have faced as a YouTuber, and were there ever moments in your YouTube career that made you feel like crap? I want this video to be positive, but I feel like that this is something that I should talk about. And I feel like every once in a while, I have like an identity crisis, like a YouTube-related identity crisis. Like there was this moment where we were doing like 30 reaction videos a month, and I was like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, why am I doing this, right? Because that works for some channels, right? Semblance of Sanity, like they're great. Like their reactions, all of their whole model, I think that that's great. But I have always been attracted to, like, I grew up basically watching game theory. You know, I grew up as in like YouTube grew up, if that makes sense. Like when I started watching YouTube, it was like game theory and sort of those theory crafters, and I really, really love that, and I still love theories now. And so, you know, I think reaction videos for the shows I'm really passionate about are great, right? Like Code Geass and like Ruby and like Miraculous, but when it comes to doing just general reactions on any anime that sort of comes out and that may not necessarily connect with me, like I don't want the channel just to be about fun. Does that make sense? Like the reaction videos were fun, but they weren't something I was necessarily passionate about, and I woke up every day and I was like, damn, like we need to watch, I don't know, we need to watch Food Wars. We always trash on Food Wars a little bit. I didn't wake up in the middle of the night and think about Food Wars. I wake up in the middle of the night and sometimes I think about Miraculous, right? So that was one of the things, was sort of narrowing down and being able to accept, like, there are things that I like, and then there are things that I am passionate about, right? I didn't hate all those anime, but I am only passionate about so many things. And even now, because I have a whole new plan for like the next era of the channel, like after I'm done school, what I'm gonna work on, what I'm gonna focus on, because like we're in quarantine, I got laid off from my other part-time job, so this is really one of the only things that I am going to be doing, YouTube and streaming on Twitch. And it's one of those things where I'm like, okay, what is the next era of Calxiyn? And that's something that I've been thinking of recently. Like, what do I want to narrow down right now? Right? Like, what am I passionate about that I can narrow down? Because I cannot do everything. And so that's also a challenge that I face. Like, I want to do everything, but I just can't, right? And I think that we need to reduce the number of videos that we put out in order to sort of up the quality of videos, if that makes sense. Like, I love that Barbie video I made a couple weeks ago. Like, I love it. And I was, like, prepared. I was like, Cal, do not be surprised if this only gets like 100 views, okay? It's a Barbie movie that came out almost 15 years ago, right? Like, who's gonna watch an analysis? But I think it has like 700 views. That's pretty good, right? Considering this isn't my usual sort of thing. And I thought that it was a very well-made video. And so Adam is Golden asked the favorite video that I uploaded. Genuinely, I think the favorite videos I've uploaded are the Oscars, which I didn't edit. Arnold edited that. But the ones that I've edited and that I've made completely by myself, the Kingdom Hearts video about why I love Kingdom Hearts, and the Barbie video, and like some Ruby villain analysis, I feel like those were good too. But I realize as I want to continue, I want to make highly edited, like more complex videos, right? Our analysis, I would like that if that stays sort of free and like a live discussion, like Arnold does his live stream discussions, right? I want our analysis, like our live stream analysis, to sort of stay like that. I want our news videos to stay a bit more raw, or our theory videos don't need to be entirely scripted, right? But as I have sort of thought about it, like I think that some videos I really want to make more complexly edited and more complexly structured. Does that make sense? And so I've been thinking, right? I became unhappy with shipping videos. I think it was about like when Ruby was starting up again. Like I didn't have any ideas for shipping videos, right? I didn't really like feel like before Ruby started, because obviously as Ruby started again, there was like Iron Crow, and then there was, you know, Crow and Clover. Like there were new ships being introduced, but there was a point where I was like, I don't think I want to do these anymore, like shipping videos, right? But now as I sort of been thinking about it, I'm like, I want some of my videos, not all of them, because I feel like all of them don't need to be this, but I want some of my videos to be like, you could see this in your recommendeds as a general Ruby fan and click on it, because that's what theories are to some extent. But analysis, like some people may not be that into the show to watch a 2-hour analysis, right? And I think a good sort of point of reference is like Eruption Fang. Like he did a video on like all semblances in Ruby explained. You could just be a casual Ruby fan and like click on that, if that makes sense. And I also did like an updated semblance video when the companion book came out. And so that's my sort of point of reference. But like, I want shipping to be that. Like, I want to make a shipper's guide, like a Ruby fan's guide to White Rose or something like that. Like, that's my idea. And I want it to be like complexly structured. I want it to be edited. Now, some ships don't have any like evidence or any scenes together. Like, I still want to do Fox and Neo. I think that's like a total crack ship. And I will not be redoing all of the ships, but I will be redoing like some of them. But like, say a ship like that, it will still probably be me talking with the script and stuff. But like with the White Rose video, like I want to show clips, I want to show origins, I want to research like the first ever White Rose fan fiction. I want to sort of investigate, like, if I could put out a call to action on Twitter, be like, has anyone been in the fandom since volume 1? Like, what did people think that Weiss was gonna act like? Right? Stuff like that. Like, I want to sort of do research and then structure, like, here's a Ruby fan's guide to White Rose. And obviously the show is still developing, and so that makes it hard. But when I talk about favorite videos and sort of how I want to move forward in the future with the channel, that's what I think of. Like, I want to do more Barbie analysis. I want to do, like, a shipping guide series. And again, not all of the shipping videos are gonna make the cut, because some of them are just crack and some of them are just weird. And like, I want to do sort of the most popular ones within the fandom, but also some ones I personally like, again, like Fox and Neo. But I feel like Fox and Neo is gaining in popularity. I feel like I started something when I made that, and then after the fall, obviously we found out he had telepathy or something, and so like, right? He's the only one who could talk to Neo. Mind blown, right? And so if you guys don't watch Ruby, you have no idea what I'm talking about. But I also want to do that because I straight up deleted my Miraculous and Disney shipping. Like, I just yeeted those out of the stratosphere, right? I kept the Ruby ones up because they're so much harder to part with you know, like, you have 100 videos ranging over the course of 3 years. Like, I just didn't have the heart to delete it. With Miraculous, it was easy. There was only, like, 10, and I just took the loss. In Disney, Kingdom Hearts, it was all sort of the same thing. I just deleted all of them, right? Because I want to remake them and make them better, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. I want to make them into, like, a thing. You know? Like, this is the Miraculous Ladybug Shipper's Guide to the Love Square. Like, this is why people ship certain parts of the Love Square and not other parts of the Love Square. Like, just stuff like that, I feel like would be really nice, right? And I still want to do sort of RWBY analysis. Something that I've really been interested in lately is RWBY rewrites, right? Like, not necessarily like, I can write better for the show, let me rewrite it, but more like, this is an alternative idea. What do you guys think? So some of my videos I want to be complexly edited, like the shipping videos. Some of my videos I just want to script and it'll still be me talking, because I don't think there's an inherent problem with me talking either, right? Because when people talk about like, oh, you know, upping your video quality, right? There are YouTubers who literally just sit in front of the camera and talk. It's about what they say, you know? Like, I don't watch too many Phoenix Knight videos. I think that he's really cool. I don't watch too many of them because I don't want to get, I say infected, but what I really mean is, like, if I have a same theory, like, he made a theory about, I think, Raven, and it looked like Raven was going into Atlas, I think, and, like, Hunter and I have had that idea since the Volume 5, like, little trailer thing, that, like, Ty and Raven were gonna be important, and then as we knew the characters were going to Atlas in Volume 6, like, Hunter and I had this theory that Raven and Tai Yang would sort of burst in and be like, alright, kids, like, we're here to help you, huh? Or I don't know why I made Tai sound like Mickey Mouse. Anyway, so, oh god, okay. So yeah, like, you know, I don't want to get, like, influenced by other people's ideas too much, so I don't watch all of his videos, but I think that he mostly, like, talks in front of the camera, sort of like I do, right? And his videos still do well, and people still like them. And, you know, my Adrian is a Senti Monster video, I'm pretty sure that was just me sitting there and talking, and that did well as well. So there's nothing wrong with, you know, just sitting down and having a chat for theories and for other things like that. I really like that format of videos. Those are the formats of videos I watch, and I think it's good to have a mix. Like, I like the videos like Game Theory, which have heavy edits, but I also like the videos where it's just someone talking in front of a camera about something. Like, I watch both those content, so that is what I would like to do moving forward. So, like, less content, but also, you know, more structured content in the places where I feel like it would value from a certain structure, or it would value from a certain editing style, right? So I think we've answered favorite video. Any other moments where I felt like crap? I don't really know. I guess it's just feeling burned out sometimes. Again, like I mentioned, like, doing all those reaction videos that one summer, like, never again. Like, that made me feel really bad. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that at the end of the day, the good moments outweigh the crappy ones for me. Like I get crappy comments, but I wouldn't say that's a big crappy moment that I remember. Does that make sense? Like, I don't sit there and lie awake at night and think of all the bad comments that people have sent me. That's a crappy aspect. Like, that's a challenge of being a YouTuber in general. And I feel like the important thing about that, like, the advice that I'll give anyone is that you should be open, right? Like, people say, like, oh, like, don't let them know that they're bothering you, like, just ignore them, like, sort of like that. Like, people have that attitude, if that makes sense. And they have that attitude in real life, like, if you tell a kid, oh, just ignore the bully, they'll go away, they'll get bored, right? I don't think that that's necessarily the best course of action to take, especially, like, in a school setting and all that stuff. Like, people need to be called out sometimes, and people need to be, I want to say punished, I don't know. Like, I've gotten some really, for example, this is an example, right? I've gotten some really, I guess, batshit comments since we've talked about, like, Arnold and I dating, like, publicly. Like, some of them have just been crazy, and I feel like those people definitely deserved it when we called them out. Like, some people's like, you know, you don't need to advertise your girlfriend's channel all the time, like, it's not your fault that she can't get views, like, just mean stuff like that. And it's like, what people can't understand is that Arnold's not doing it because he thinks I need the views. Like, Arnold has seen the Miraculous Ladybug views, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like my channel's, like, in crisis or whatever. Like, when I put out a video during RWBY or Miraculous or, you know, whatever time it is, the video does, like, we're alive, we're doing well over here. And so for someone to just sort of say that, I don't know, it's a very strange sort of mindset to have, because it's not about, it's not about that. It's about couples being supportive of one another. Like, when Arnold streams, I retweet him. When he makes a video, I retweet him, or I post about it. You know, like, that's just the vibe, right? That's just what you should do. You should be supportive, like, as a couple. And so it's not about, like, you know, oh, I need to promote Kaylin's channel, because obviously, like, she won't get anywhere without me. Like, this has always been just my channel for the past 7 years. So I'm just like, you know, like, I've had partners, like, come on the channel before and sort of, like, make videos with me, like, recording partners. I mean, like, this channel, I don't know if I've talked about this. This channel started out, the idea was we were going to call ourselves, I think, the Random Bunch, and it was going to be me and then 3 of my friends from school, and we were all going to play Minecraft, and it was sort of going to be, like, a Yogs cast type moment, but with us, and, like, that was our whole idea. Like, there have always been other people, I guess, on my channel, but usually they've been, I don't want to say they've been temporary, but first and foremost, it has always been my channel, and I haven't had any trouble, like, in the past 7 years, right? Like, I've had moments, like, the sort of Sims era of my channel where I got, like, over 4 million views on that Elsa video, right? Like, there have been those sort of moments, or like 100,000 views, like making Anna in The Sims, and then I had another moment where I was reading out like visual novels, and like those got around the same views like a miraculous reaction would get today. Like, I've always sort of gone through little sort of channel moments, and that's what I mean by identity crisis as well. Like, there have been channel moments, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like that, again, it's sort of time for a new era, and I feel like that new era is gonna be tightening up the content, because at the end of the day, like, now we have all the technology. Like, knock on wood, like, I had so many computer issues this year. I guess that's one of the other challenges, is technology failing you even though you're ready to work sometimes. But, you know, I have the nice camera now. I have a good microphone. The room sound isn't great just because, like, the walls aren't padded or anything, but, like, we'll sort that out. I just, like, sometimes if I'm recording a scripted video, I'll just put my head under a blanket and record next to the microphone. Somebody told me that that was, like, a trick that they use. Like, even just, I don't know, recording in a closet, I may have to just, like, pad the walls, like, get something that I can just bring in to make the room seem smaller and have the sound bounce off. Anyway, that's all very distracting. Yeah, I guess that's another challenge, is the technology failures. I totally just lost my train of thought right there. I don't know if you guys can tell. Oh, right. Okay, so we have the technology. We have the editing software. We have the nice camera. There's no more excuses when it comes to sort of, like, and I don't want to call them excuses, but there's no more hurdles when it comes to quality in terms of sound and quality in terms of video. You know, we have the nice light, we have the professional Sony camera. All of that is in place for us. The next era of the channel is going to be improving the quality of the content, and I don't think that reaction videos are going to change that much, but again, like the Ruby shipping stuff I talked about and other things like that, like, I really want to focus on those things, and I don't know how that'll go, but I want to do that. And so, yeah, that's definitely something I want to do. I also want to, while Miraculous is in hiatus, I want to do a analysis like we do for Ruby, but I want to do it, like, for Miraculous. So again, like, not screenshotting, because obviously they let us, like, use the footage, so I can just sort of pause when I have something to say, but, like in this scene, like, Cat Noir, like, this is a foil to Hawkmoth, like, something like that. Like, I want to do analysis for all of Miraculous Season 3, and so I think that'll tie us over at least until the next season. I don't know. Not everyone, because some of them are fillers, but, like, for the episodes that matter a lot, like Cat Blanc, like a Cat Blanc analysis. I don't know, just stuff like that. I want to sort of shift gears a little bit, because I think that the amount of reactions we have and the amount of reaction slots that I've put, so if you guys don't know, that is 3 reactions of different lengths and then 2 movies. I think that's our, like, maximum, so 5 reactions a week at the highest, like, tier, and that would obviously be, like, if YouTube is, like, more of my job, if that makes sense, because the movie tiers are $800 and $1,000, which would technically make this, like, more of a part-time job for me and stuff. Anyway, and so I feel like that is manageable, but any more than that is, like, no. And so we will just sort of focus on, you know, doing reactions ahead of time so we can, but then on the flip side of that, also focusing on a bit more heavily edited stuff. So now I'm gonna read some more questions, because we have 2 more. Someone gives you a chance to change the past, but only on YouTube. Is there one thing that you would do differently? I think that instead of doing, like, I already mentioned, like, the random bunch idea and the visual novels and sort of all the eras, if I could go back in time with everything that I know now, right, and figuring out who I am as a person and knowing what I am passionate about, I think that I would go back in time and do RWBY reactions when the show first started. Does that make sense? Like, to volume 1. Because I started my YouTube channel, I think it was 2013. So I was like just above the age to create a YouTube channel, right? And so part of me is like, do I really want 13-year-old Cal to be memorialized on YouTube forever? I don't know. At the same time, right, it's going back in time and, like, adjusting things. Like, I don't know. I wasn't, like, a terrible child. Like, I wouldn't be sort of cringed out at some of the stuff, like, that I did before. Like, I had those videos up and I was still, like, sort of happy with them, especially, like, you know, the visual novel ones. Those ones were pretty cool. So I don't feel embarrassed at any of my old content. Some of the shipping videos got a little rowdy, which is, again, why I sort of want to delete them. Like, some of them got a little, I don't know, a little too, I don't want to say too sexy for YouTube, but you guys understand what I mean? Like, if we're talking about, what's a good example, like, Roman and Blake, like, that's a little too horny on main, right? Like, just stuff like that, stuff that I'm thinking about, you know, but even those I would like. If I didn't want to redo the shipping series, I would still keep the shipping series up, even if I just didn't want to do shipping videos anymore. Like, I don't think there's anything on my channel that's, like, super, like, I would, like, never listen to this. I want to crawl in a corner and die. Like, that's so embarrassing. So I think if I could change anything and go back in time, I would start RWBY reactions all the way back then and be able to sort of theorize as the show was going and react as the show was going. And then I would, you know, start Miraculous in 2015, so 2 years later. I basically would just get a head start on everything, and I would sort of stick with, you know, the reaction formats that I have now and sort of all of that sort of stuff, right? You guys understand what I'm saying? Like, I would go back in time and do what I want to do this year, but do it back in 2013 and sort of speed up our progress. But yeah, I think just going back, reacting to RWBY, you know, doing all of that sort of stuff, like, I think that that would have been nice, right? Just to have those first couple reactions. I can't really think of anything else. I think that is the only thing. Like, I would go back in time and sort of do that stuff and basically, again, get a head start on what I already do, but started a couple years earlier, right? Maybe I would already be, like, making mad YouTube money as a 13-year-old reacting to RWBY. I don't know. I don't think that that would be it. But you guys understand what I mean. I would go back in time and sort of capture my first moments to those shows, because I do have my first reactions of Miraculous, but, like, it's just not the same, because I was catching up. Like, the ones that really got popular were the ones where I was reacting with the fandom, if that makes sense. And I feel like that is the best way to do it. Like, to react to a show while everyone else is reacting to it, too, for the first time. What would you say motivates you the most? And that was from Notorious Dio. Oh, sorry, the last question was from, Cozy on Twitter. So, what motivates me the most? That's a great question. I mean, I feel like we've already talked about this, but it's definitely the passion of it, right? Like, feeling passionate about the topic, like, so passionate that you're gonna explode, you just need to make a video about it. Like, that's how I feel with a lot of things. Like, that's how I felt, for example, about the Barbie thing, or Adrian being a senti monster, like, waking up in the middle of the night and just feeling like this is it, this is the idea. I feel that with RWBY a lot. Like, whenever we make a RWBY theory, like, I'll wake up and I'll be like, Ironwood is related to Watts, like, this is the key, like, this is the answer, let's go, right? And so I sort of think about all that type of stuff, if that makes sense, and that is what motivates me, is, like, the passion that goes behind. I guess it's just because, again, I've been making videos since I was 13 years old. I'm 20 years old now, so I feel like that it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know any other life. Does that make sense? Like, when I want to talk about something, I go on YouTube and I talk about it. Like, obviously I have friends, but I talked about this before too, right? Like, I went to a very tiny elementary school, and like my classmates weren't horrible people. They just had different interests than me. That is how I sort of explain it. You know what I mean? Right? And so it's like, you know, you only have 16 to 20 other kids, like, the chances that they're gonna be into, you know, Death Note or whatever, like, the anime in video games, like, the chances start to go down when you have a smaller sort of pool of kids to work with. I think we were 16 boys and 4 girls, and so it was just, like, finding another girl, especially, to relate to about nerdy interests has always sort of been hard for me. Like, in real life, I don't think I've met another girl who is as passionate about anime or anything like that. And so it's nice to have YouTube because I've been able to make those YouTube connections, like Lady Stardust. Like, she loves Ruby. I love Ruby. Just makes sense that we should go be friends, right? You know what I mean? And so that's how I sort of think about it, too, is, like, it's the passion behind those topics, but I also need someone to talk to. And whenever I've needed someone to talk to, I sort of go on the YouTube and I share my ideas, and there are other people reciprocating that. And sort of what I think of, too, especially with Miraculous, because that does tend to run to a younger fan base. Like, I would say if Ruby is, like, I don't know, like, 16 to 25 usually, and, like, maybe a little older, like, into their 30s, right? I would say Miraculous is more, like, 15 or, like, you know, 14, like 14 to 25, I guess. I don't know, like 10, it's a 10-year difference, like, between both, I guess. Like, if we're doing 20 to 30 for Ruby, and then we're doing, like, 15 to 25 for Miraculous, right? And so it does tend to run a younger fan base, right? And, you know, I was still sort of a teenager when I was doing Miraculous videos. I think I started doing them when I was 17, 18, I don't remember. But, you know, my videos aren't for, like, little kids. They aren't for people that are under 13. But what I start to think about with Miraculous in particular is, like, I am, like, a girl who is reacting and, like, showing how passionate she is about, like, the show. Does that make sense? And so when I think about that, I sort of think of, like, I would be so happy as a 14-year-old girl to see another, like, older, like, woman or an older girl around sort of my age range having that passion. Like, I really love Keyblade Sarah. If you guys don't know, like, she's sort of a Kingdom Hearts YouTuber, and so I would have loved, as a teenager, to see Keyblade Sarah reacting to Kingdom Hearts, because I never used to have anyone to talk about Kingdom Hearts. And that's another thing that I did on this channel, were some Kingdom Hearts analysis and some reactions and stuff. And so I guess that's the other thing that motivates me. Like, other than my own passion, it's sort of thinking, like, somewhere out there is another girl that was like you, right, that is, like, 14 years old, and she sees you, and she's like, wow, my passions are sort of validated. Because that's what I always used to feel. I felt like nobody else liked the things that I liked, and so I was weird. And so I feel like, especially with reactions, you can really show your full range of emotions and not be embarrassed, right? And some people are like, Cal, why are you screaming? Like, is this girl really crying, right? But that's a minority. I think that most of the people are, like, same. Like, I'm so glad that somebody else feels the same way I do about this thing. And I feel like that's so important. I don't know. Just because I just feel like, especially, like, as a teenager, I sort of shied away from sharing my interests because I thought that they were weird. Like, I never felt empowered, I guess. Like, especially more in my teenagers. As a kid, I felt empowered to talk about Kingdom Hearts. I could talk about Kingdom Hearts to anyone. Like, I did not care if you did not care. Like, I would talk about it. I wrote essays on it, right? But, you know, that insecurity, I think, starts to come when you enter in high school. And so that is what I sort of felt. Like, I would have loved to have someone that I could relate to on that sort of level and be like, wow, like, that girl loves Kingdom Hearts. I love Kingdom Hearts too. Like, it's nice to see her as excited as I am, or even about Miraculous or Ruby or whatever. So I feel like that's another motivating factor for me. Again, other than my own sort of passions, it's seeing, like, people sort of respond like that. It's about building sort of the community. Like, the community motivates me because I know, like, if I post this video, like, I think other people are sort of going to, like, feel this way and discuss with me and, like, answer my questions, and we're all gonna theorize together. Like, it's very exciting. And I say community, but it also does feel like a group of friends. Like, we all watch Miraculous and now we're all talking about it, right? And so that's, I don't know, it's just nice. It's nice to feel that no matter where I am, no matter what I do, like, with the rest of my life, you know what I mean? Like, even if I say, like, get another job, right, and, like, all of that stuff, like, there will still be YouTube, and, like, obviously if I got, like, a full-time job, like, some stuff would have to be reduced and other things like that. But it's nice to know, like, no matter where I go in life, if I still post these videos, there are still going to be people that watch them and still people that want to engage with them, and we still have the community here. Like, I always have a home somewhere is basically what I mean. Like, even if I stop making RWBY videos now, I would still have all the friends that I made because of it. I would still have sort of, you know, be a part of those communities, and I would still have those friends. I think that's really nice. I don't know. And so now that we're almost done, or that we are done, I didn't expect the video to be this long. I was only gonna do 20 minutes because it's 20,000 subscribers, but I guess that's not happening. So I guess just plans for the future. A couple things. As I already discussed, some more complexly structured videos. I will be continuing with reactions. You guys can expect news videos. I am really gonna go hard though after school is over. So if you guys are watching this and you're still in March, right? Like, school is over, I guess the second week of April. I still have like a take-home exam that is due like at the end of April. But, like, technically, school is done, like, around April 9th. I think it's that week or whatever, right? So, there's that. And so I do want to sort of go ham, like, with the YouTube channel after that and start to do some of the edited stuff that I talk about and start to work on all of that stuff. And I'm pretty sure that that's it. Like, you guys are going to be seeing, I guess, daily gameplay videos, depending, like, I'm going to be playing Persona. So that's another thing that I guess is going to be changing, is that I'm also going to be uploading my gameplay videos. And so I know that can be a lot to, like, to see a reaction and a gameplay and a miraculous video all in one day. But I did that yesterday and it seemed to work out okay. Like, I didn't notice that any particular video was suffering. Like, Animal Crossing was posted at 1:30 in the morning because I'm crazy. So, you know, there's that. But, like, the miraculous video did fine. The Avatar video, like, did fine. It doesn't seem like there was any harm in uploading multiple times a day like that. I'll try to keep it to the days where I don't have reactions though, like if I'm uploading Persona, but I do expect to be streaming every day with Animal Crossing for a while. So I hope that something will come out of that. But yeah, I guess the last thing that I want to talk about very, very briefly is the quarantine situation. So here's the thing as we get into 20,000 subscribers, and I feel like people won't really care, I guess, unless they watch RWBY and then, like, Avatar and, like, some of our other reaction series. But, like, Miraculous and stuff, you're fine. I shouldn't say that people won't care, but that people will be indifferent. It's just that because of the quarantine, I don't know when Hunter and I are gonna see each other next. I don't know if we're ever gonna see each other again. I'm just kidding. But, like, I may need to proceed alone, and for some people, they'll be like, okay, whatever, like, Hunter's already seen Avatar, like, but I know that that could be a change that really upsets some people as well, because people like Hunter. I like Hunter, but unfortunately, we are in quarantine, so it's like, nothing much I can do about that. It's not like I can Skype call him in for reactions, like, that's just weird, and he doesn't have the equipment necessary. So that is something that is probably going to be changing in the future, especially, like, with reactions. We are really just going to limit Hunter in general to RWBY, just because, and I've explained this before, I don't want this video to get sad, but we are on just different life paths, you know what I mean? I want to do this full time, he wants to be a teacher, right? So it's like, you know, there's two very different, like, degrees of separation there, and so slowly, I always knew that this was gonna happen. Like, Hunter's presence was going to be reduced until he has no time to do it at all, and to me, that's okay, because I do lots of videos by myself, I'm used to it, I don't feel like I have a dependency, and I've gone through multiple different sort of recording partners or recording groups before. Like I explained, I had sort of the group I had in elementary school, I had a group in high school, Al recorded videos with me, Hunter recorded videos. Like, there have been a lot of people that have sort of joined in this channel temporarily and then left. My only concern is that for RWBY fans, you know, Hunter has literally been here since the beginning, and so that could be a jarring change for people. As of right now, Hunter will still be in, like, RWBY Volume 8 reactions and all that stuff. Like, that's not changing yet, but in terms of RWBY comics and Avatar for the time being, because of the quarantine, Hunter will probably not be present, and I will have to sort of go things alone. And so if you guys start to notice, like, Hunter's not in this RWBY shipping video, and Hunter usually isn't in my heavily edited videos, but you guys know what I mean? Like, Hunter isn't in this monochrome argument video. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm just thinking of random topics. Like, that is why we can't see each other. So that makes things a little difficult, and I don't know how long we're not going to be able to see each other for. Like, we thought that maybe, like, by the end of school, so again, that sort of April 9th, like, when online school is over, we'd be able to. I don't think that this is going to resolve that quickly. So I'm just sort of getting prepared to do some stuff alone. And so I hope that you guys do understand that. Again, like, Hunter's not totally disappeared or anything. We're not fighting, right? We're in quarantine. Like, it's not like, you know, like, I've kicked him out of doing videos or anything. We are literally in quarantine. We literally cannot see each other no matter how much we want to. Because some people have speculated on that. Some people are like, Hunter's not in this video. Like, is everything okay? And I'm just like, yeah, we're in a crisis. Like, what do you want me to do? And so, yeah, there's that as well. I think that I'm done. I think that I've said everything that I need to say. But again, the Hunter situation, we'll figure that all out, you know, as stuff develops, as the quarantine stuff develops. But yeah, I'll still be here. You guys can expect to see me and all that stuff. But yeah, that is basically it. I hope that you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later. Bye.